live in the middle of nowhere. The only guy that ever drives down this road. We're visiting him right now, and I can see his truck parked. Pretty cool stuff. This is a horned worm. Now, this eventually turns into a moth that's the size of my hand. Now, these guys right now have almost ate this entire bell pepper right here. You see this other guy here? He's about 2 inches long on the other side. So we're gonna get these guys off of here and give them to the chickens. Ooh, this guy's on there. Look at those feet. Look at that thing. Jeez. Yeah, these guys will just eat up this entire thing if I allow them. He's really on there. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna have to cut this thing off. We're just gonna take off the whole leaf. Try and get him off of here. Okay, there we go. And that's what the guy looks like. Eventually, this turns into a giant moth. It's so crazy. I didn't even see these guys until I went up close. They really do blend in really well. Come here, buddy. Now, attack. It's amazing what a chicken does. It takes something you wouldn't eat, which is a little worm, and it turns it into an egg, and then you can eat the egg. They were really attacking my mustard greens, which I'm trying to get them to go all the way, you know, till next winter. They were getting a little bit of sun stress, and then they just came in here and ate my stuff up. What I've been doing is taking my soapy water, and as I spray off my gray water in here, the little guys, they're smaller on this plant. They'll come up and they'll start crawling away, and I can kind of pick them off. It's been helping, and this plant's been coming back, but it really got to it. I am almost positive that this thing is going to come bounce back. I just have to keep spraying it out. As I spray it out with that soapy water, it's a natural insecticide. It helps these sort of little creatures come up and off in more of a holistic way, and I can get them off and pick them off and, you know, still have an insecticide, but it's nothing more than things that I'm putting on my skin or things that I'm washing my dishes with. So obviously, if you don't, it's just use the best possible dish soap, you know, things without dyes and colors. And obviously for washing my clothes, I try to use Arm & Hammer, which is basically just baking soda. And it works out really well as a natural insecticide, and so far, so good. All the corn's coming in doing great. I'm pretty excited. It's called the Silk, which is my first female flower on my corn. I tried self-pollinating it myself. I am really looking forward to this. This is going to be exciting. So what I've noticed is I think I have just a little too much light, a little too much sun, and I have a little too much of this wind. And I think the wind always comes from this direction coming this way, which is also where the sun is coming from. Now, if I put a fence up on the other side here, it's going to block a lot of that wind, but I don't want to block out all the sun. So it's kind of probably going to be intermittent, if that, like gaps in between it. And on this side, so once the sun gets this way, it's being able to get to a lot of the plants on over here. And it's mainly what I want to do is put a good size fence and make it really right and tight on this side to block a lot of the evening sun coming this way on everything. And then I'll put it on the other side, which will block out some of the morning sun over there with the rest of the corn. So I want to just cut out a few hours of sunlight just to be able to have everything grow just a little better. Because what I've noticed here is, if you look at the squash, okay, you can see it now where the sun's moving a little bit more, but this entire area up to here and going back, this is more shaded. This has a few hours left of sunlight, and it's twice as big right here. And then it kind of gets smaller and smaller down to the end where it gets more and more light. And that's basically my concept here. Now also I had a tomato that was, two tomatoes. One that was way over there in the corner that got basically shaded 24/7. It just got really shaded out. And then I had one right here that got shaded except for maybe a few hours a day, and then it would go over this way. It had like 5-6 hours of sunlight, and that one got huge. So my thought process here is things need about 6-8 hours worth of sun. I'm getting like 12 on this stuff. I think it's just too much sun. It's just getting to the point where the plant is stressed and not growing. So what I want to do is kind of get a little more shade out here. I'm going to basically put 4x4s and 2x4s and just make a square. And then my neighbor has a bunch of scrap wood I can get from him, and just put a whole bunch of scrap wood in between it, and just to kind of block out the sun, block out some of the wind. And that's the goal here. Is my next project is shading this out a little bit more. And once I do that, I think I'm going to see just tremendous more success. Maybe able to possibly probably put an entire line going this way, down that way, just add more things and utilize more of the space I have around here. Yeah, let's wait, let's go back in. These guys make little holes, and I've actually seen them bring little grubs in there too. I don't know, sometimes some type of bug gets out here. But I've seen them actually take like a little grub, almost like a little inchworm, and bring it down into this hole. I don't know if it's its little larva or it's like feeding something in there. Yeah. I think with these here, I think I'm not watering them enough. I think I stretched myself out pretty thin with the watering here. Now I am trying to water these in and get them back, and you are seeing some more color turn back to these guys. They're not dead. They're just kind of feeling it. So I am watering these a little bit more, as I am stretching myself out really thin with the amount of water I have. These are starting to come back and doing well. But they always do get kind of a lighter color in the summer. Like this, they're not like really a dark green when they're really feeling the heat. You know what I mean? Underneath you can see it, where it's green, it's kind of getting shaded. But the outside, where it's really getting the sun, it's not that same color. This is basically, we're in basically what you would call my backyard, okay? And right on the other side of my fence that I made here, in my backyard, we got 3 of them over here. We got 3 wild donkeys, okay? So, look, we got the brown one right there. He's just chilling. See him? And then we got the 2 more traditional colors right there in the background. This is probably more of like a family unit, probably like a, you know, father, mother, child kind of thing going on. It's pretty crazy. Always a beautiful day. You know, I don't have deer, don't have the elk, but I do got some donkeys. So shade's a big deal. The shade is life out here. You know, if you have just something that's sitting in direct sun, it's really hard on plants. Now that we're looking about 2 hours away from the, about 2 hours away from the evening here, this shipping container is now blocking a lot of the evening sun from a lot of these plants. Probably why I'm seeing so much success with things that are on the left side over here is because now we're getting that shade. And that's why there's so much success over here in, as far as all these go, is because it's being shaded from that evening sun, which is a big deal, especially when you're talking summertime, 115, it might be 100 or 95. That's a big deal. You can literally feel the ground being hot, you know, and it's sitting there drying out and stressing out the plants. So we have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I really like the almost the gray one right here. Yeah, that's really neat. right across the back fence. Like, comment, subscribe. God bless.